Hey YouTube, this is my second video of my several part series on Twilight. In my first one I talked about Twilight being sexist, and in this one I would like to give my points as to why I really do not like Bella Swan. Um, I think Bella Swan is a very weak, ununique, and Mary Sue character. She is weak because she cannot do anything for herself, and she lets everyone do everything for her. She's ununique because she's not given personality, and she's a Mary Sue because she's virtually perfect. Okay, going into why she is weak. She doesn't do anything for herself. She lets everybody she knows do it for her. She cannot hold her own, and she cannot stand up for herself. Ever. She has everybody come save her. She doesn't, she can't do it, she can't stand up on her own, like in New Moon, when Edward leaves her, she's nothing. She always needs somebody there for her. That does not show a strong character, that just shows a very weak, very um, dainty flower who pretty much just would die if it wasn't given everything it needed. Now this would be okay if she was 5, but she's 17. I myself, at 16, can do things for myself. I don't constantly need somebody doing it for me. She is ununique because she's not given a personality. Everything about her is pretty much just her being clumsy and stubborn. Those are the only things that we're given, and a hair color and an eye color. Alright, a Mary Sue is a character who's virtually perfect, but also a shell. Mary Sue classically is a shell. Somebody that you can slip yourself into. And that's what Stephenie Meyers does. She doesn't give us anything about Bella except for, little things, but basically we can just become her if we want to. A Mary Sue, in case you're wondering, it's a term that came from fan fiction, and, it describes that perfect person who can do no wrong. It's basically like the little girl who follows the group and everybody adores and is just so cute and can never, never did a bad thing in her life. But characteristics would be plain looks, average personality, just so you can pretend to be her, because you can give her all your little quirks. Now, the most common eye and hair color is brown, so they are given brown hair and brown eyes. I would know that because my natural hair color is brown. A lot of people have brown hair. Of course, I don't have brown eyes, but anyways. And one of the definitions for Mary Sue is a self-insertion, and if you look up the detailed description that Stephenie Meyers gives on her website, you can see that obviously Bella Swan is Stephenie Meyers. She just gave her hair color, eye color, certain facial quirks, and face shape. If you look that up and you look up Stephenie Meyers, you can find that out. She gives her interest in books and her interest in music. When you make a character, you don't give them your personality. You need to give them their own personality, or they're just going to be you. And if you write about you, classically, you're going to make yourself better than you are. It's how it goes. It's not something that, like if you're writing about yourself, you're going to make yourself look good because you don't want to make yourself look bad. So you need to distance yourself from that character, but she doesn't do that at all. Being clumsy is not a flaw. I don't care what anybody says. Being clumsy does not count as a flaw. Especially if it's made to be a cute thing, because everybody thinks it's adorable, because everybody absolutely adores her. So, if you were vain, that's a flaw. If you have too much pride, that's a flaw. But you can't have clumsy being the only flaw. She's stubborn. what Stephanie Meyer says, but it's just more of a cute thing. It's like her stomping her foot and pouting. That's all she does. She doesn't ever make anyone do something. If somebody wants to do something, she lets them do it. She doesn't argue. Like with Edward, she lets him do whatever he wants and tell her what to do. She doesn't stick up for herself once. She's not strong-willed. Um, Everything about her is just portrayed as adorable. I mean, in the first book, she was a danger magnet. When I was reading that, I was like, what are they talking about? She does not attract danger. It's not like she's mischievous at all. All she does is make stupid decisions, like walking down alleyways in the dark. But still, that doesn't define her as a trouble magnet. She doesn't, it's not like she's some badass character. She's just a very silly, flighty person with a very quiet demeanor, which doesn't even fit. She's so full of contradictions as well. She basically needs everyone to save her. Somebody has to come in and save her at all times. She cannot be on her own without needing some assistance. She's literally like an infant who can't be on her own. I think if she had been able to save herself from at least one situation, that would be redeeming. But no, she needs either Edward or Jacob there to save the day. I understand with the van, Tyler's van, about to hit her, she couldn't really get out of that very easily. She could get coming. Personally, I really wish the van had hit her, because I am Team Tyler's van. There is a group on Facebook. Join it if you were with me, because if Tyler had hit her, our lives would be so much easier, and we would not have to hear about Team Edward, Team Jacob, or New Moon, or Twilight, or Sparkling, or any of that again. But she's like a princess sitting in the castle waiting for Prince Charming to come in and save her. She's like Rapunzel sitting in the tower waiting for Prince Charming to climb up and save her. She reminds me of Cinderella. I'm not dissing Cinderella, because Cinderella is actually kind of cool. But it's like if Cinderella had been lying about being so put upon, and it was Bella, and Bella just wanted to complain about something, and Prince Charming comes and rescues her from her boring life. That's how it is. I know a lot of people say that the Disney princesses are silly and unrealistic, but I think that Twilight is a perfect example of that, because Bella is literally the definition of damsel in distress. She is constantly needing a man to come and save her, and she's like those characters, except for at least in the Disney movies and the fairy tales, some of the characters actually went out and did something for themselves, like Ariel left the sea to actually go and pursue a life. A novel idea, I know. But, Bella sits around and waits for people to come and save her, because she's a damsel in distress who can't do anything on her own. I think that's about it. Like in my other video, I mentioned that I may have points later to go over, but I just don't remember now, because when I start to do something where I'm putting my thoughts out, I always forget at least one, because, yeah, it's always floating up here, but I never can remember it. So I will see you guys later. Look for more videos, subscribe if you want, and yeah, just stay tuned for more. See you later.